Hello friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to do a comparison of two mid-range phones. The newly announced Moto G4 Plus with the Samsung Galaxy J7, the 2016 variant. So these two phones are priced around the 15k price point in India, and they have a lot of similarities in terms of the specifications. So let's do a detailed comparison and see how the device performs in this price category and see which is better value for money. So before we go into the detailed aspects, let's first have a look at the specifications. The Moto G4 Plus comes with a 5.5-inch Full HD display. It's powered by a Snapdragon 617 octa-core chipset coupled with 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal storage. And this phone comes with a 16 megapixel rear camera, front facing 5 megapixel camera, Android 6.0 Marshmallow, and a 3000 mAh battery with turbocharging. On the other hand, the Samsung Galaxy J7 is the upgraded version of the J7 2015, and this comes with a metallic chassis and it has a 5.5-inch Super AMOLED HD display. It's powered by the octa-core Exynos chipset coupled with 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of internal storage. There's a 13 megapixel rear camera, front facing 5 megapixel camera, and LED flash on the 5 megapixel camera, and a 3300 mAh battery along with Android 6.0 Marshmallow. So that was the spec aspect of these two phones. Now let's go into the detailed aspects. So first up, let's see the design and build quality. Now looking at the design of these two phones, you can see neither of them offer anything exciting or new in terms of the design aspect. Although the Moto G4 Plus has a new design when compared to G3, it isn't really anything exciting, and this has completely plastic finishing. While on the other hand, the Samsung Galaxy J7 has a metallic chassis. You can see this is a metallic chassis with a brushed metallic finish on the rear panel on this plastic material. On the other hand, you can see the Moto G4 Plus is completely plastic, and you also have a matte finishing on the rear panel. So Samsung Galaxy J7 does not have anything new to offer in terms of the design. It looks more or less similar to the previous generation Samsung devices. Now if you're looking for the build quality, then both these devices offer quite good build quality. Now since the Samsung Galaxy J7 has a metallic finishing, the build quality looks a bit more sturdier than the Moto G4 Plus. But having said that, G4 Plus is quite lightweight and pretty easy to use when compared to J7, which is quite heavy for a 5.5-inch device. So design and build quality, neither of them are really good in terms of the design, but build quality both offer quite decent build qualities, and one is metallic, one is plastic, so you can set your priorities whether you want a lightweight device or you want a metallic construction. So that is the design and build quality. Now let's move on to the display. Now here there is a clear difference. The Moto G4 Plus comes with a Full HD panel, while the Samsung Galaxy J7 comes with a HD panel, which is a Super AMOLED panel. So that makes a huge difference here. You can see the display quality looks quite good on both these devices. Although the resolution is lower on the J7, it is still catching up with Moto G in terms of the overall quality and looks really good as well. And the brightness levels are a tad better on the G7, but the biggest issue with the G7 is that there is no ambient light sensor available on this device, and you need to go to this and select the outdoor mode in case you are going outside. So that's one major issue with the J7. Even with the phone priced 15,000, there is no ambient light sensor. That's disappointing from Samsung. So in the overall build display quality, both are really good. But since the Moto G4 Plus has a Full HD panel, we would give it to the G4 Plus in the display aspect. The touch response is quite good on both these devices. There is no protection offered on the Samsung Galaxy J7. Now let's move on to the software and performance. Now here both these devices run Android 6.0 Marshmallow, while the Samsung Galaxy J7 runs on Samsung's TouchWiz UI. The Moto G4 Plus has a stock experience. So if you're looking for stock-like experience, the Moto G4 should be good enough and provides a decent amount of options as well. There's no bloatware included. But on the Samsung Galaxy J7, we have few apps from Samsung, but overall the UI is really optimized, and you can see the notification center on both these devices. They're quite different. One has a stock experience, the other one has a customized panel where you can do some basic customization. Apart from that, on the Samsung Galaxy J7, you also have option to theme the device. We have this theming support on this device. You can download themes, you can have different icons, wallpapers and other stuffs, which is not available on the Moto G4 Plus. So Samsung TouchWiz UI is a lot optimized than the previous generation Samsung's TouchWiz UI and does perform pretty well. But Moto G4 Plus is quite lightweight because it offers a stock-like experience with no bloatware included. Now talking about the performance, the Moto G4 Plus is powered by the Snapdragon 617 octa-core chipset, while the Samsung Galaxy J7 is powered by an Exynos octa-core chipset. The G4 Plus has 3 gigs of RAM, while the Samsung Galaxy J7 has 2 gigs of RAM. Now looking at the benchmark scores of these two phones, you can clearly see that the Samsung's Exynos chipset is more powerful in terms of the benchmark scores, almost 6K difference between the benchmark scores, and the Exynos octa-core chipset is a really performing chipset. When we tested the gaming experience on both these devices, we could see the J7 exhibited flawless gaming experience, no heating or issues, and the overall experience was quite good. While on the other hand, Moto G4 Plus, the experience was good, but there was heating and the temperature rose to almost 44 degrees after playing for 30 minutes, while the J7 was quite cool at around 38 degrees. So there is a heating issue on Moto G4 Plus, but it's not a vast issue. Only when you do heavy gaming, the device heats up. So overall performance in terms of the gaming, we would say the Samsung Galaxy J7 has a better gaming experience with not much of heating. Now the overall experience using this device is quite good, and the Snapdragon 617 octa-core chipset performs quite well. But when you compare with the Exynos processor, we would say the Exynos has an edge here in terms of the overall performance. Is pretty smooth, lag-free experience, and the UI is also optimized. So if you're looking for stock lag experience, then the Moto G4 Plus is quite good. But if you're looking for overall great performance, we would say the Samsung Galaxy J7 has a slightly better overall performance than the Moto G4 Plus. So that was the software and performance. Now there is a difference here in terms of the internal storage offered. The G4 Plus offers 32 gigs of storage, while the Samsung Galaxy J7 has just 16 gigs of internal storage. Both can be expanded via micro SD card, and both support 4G LTE capabilities. So that was the software and performance. Now let's move on to the camera. Now the Moto G4 Plus comes with a 16 megapixel camera, a dual tone LED flash, and a laser autofocus along with face detection autofocus, and a front facing 5 megapixel camera. On the other hand, the Samsung Galaxy J7 comes with a 13 megapixel shooter, single LED flash, autofocus, and a front facing 5 megapixel camera, and you also have a LED flash for the front facing camera. Now talking about the camera interface, the Samsung Galaxy J7 offers some additional options and modes, while the Moto G4 interface is quite simple and easy to use. So if you're looking for more features, definitely the Samsung's interface is much better. But if you're looking for a simple and easy to use interface, then Moto G4 is quite good. Now let's talk about the camera samples taken with these two devices. So here are the samples taken with both the phones in same conditions, and you can see here the clear winner is the Moto G4 Plus. The 16 megapixel shooter on the G4 Plus is very good. It retains great colors quality, and overall sharpness levels is also really good. The color quality on the J7 was not really as impressive as the previous generation J7, and we are quite disappointed with this aspect. So in the camera aspect, we would say the J7 is behind the Moto G4 Plus, and Moto G4 Plus exhibit overall great performance in terms of the camera. Now the front facing camera is better again on the Moto G4 Plus with great color quality. But if you're looking for selfie experience in low light, that's where the J7 comes in with an LED flash. So if you take a lot of selfies with a low light, then the J7 Plus, the J7 should be your choice. So in the overall camera performance, we would say it's a Moto G4 Plus which is better than the Samsung Galaxy J7. Now finally, let's move on to the battery performance. Now both these phones comes with quite a decent battery capacity. The Moto G4 Plus has a 3000 mAh battery, while the Samsung Galaxy J7 has 3300 mAh battery. Now with both devices having Android 6.0 Marshmallow, both exhibit really good battery capacities, and both have good performance as well. Here in the battery performance, we would say the J7 has an edge over the Moto G4 Plus in terms of the overall battery performance, because it has higher battery capacity, and it also has only an HD display, while the G4 Plus has to power a full HD panel. So summing up, which is a better choice to buy? So the Moto G4 Plus which we have used in this comparison is priced at 14,999, while the J7 2016 variant is priced 15,999. So there's almost 1K difference between these two devices. Even though the Moto G4 Plus is priced lower, you get a full HD display, you have 32 gigs of storage, you have a better camera and stock like experience, and there is also decent amount of storage available. So on the J7 we have a metallic construction, a much more sturdier build, and you also have better battery performance with overall great performance with octa-core chipset, and the gaming experience was also better on the J7. So overall value for money, definitely it's a Moto G4 Plus. But if you're looking for greater performance in terms of the gaming experience, we would say the J7 is the better choice for gaming alone, because the Moto G4 Plus has an heating issue, so we wouldn't recommend it for gaming. Now another difference between these two devices is the fingerprint scanner. The G4 Plus has a fingerprint scanner located on the front panel, while the J7 still lacks the fingerprint scanner, so that's quite disappointing. So the overall value for money aspect, definitely it's a Moto G4 Plus, and if you're not really worried about the gaming experience, we would definitely suggest the Moto G4 Plus. So that was the detailed comparison of these two phones. Hope you liked this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.